Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Startup Minute, a service of the Lexington office of the Kentucky Innovation Network. My name is Eric Hartman, your Lexington Kentucky Innovation Network Director. I'm here today with Brad Farley with the Modern Testament, and this is one of our Spotlight Entrepreneur segments, and we just want to meet Brad and learn a little bit about the company. So, Brad, welcome to Startup Minute.
Glad to be here, Eric. Thanks for having me on. It's nice to be here in Awesome Inc.'s office and get a chance to talk to you a little bit more.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Modern Testament.
So Modern Testament is a different take on social media. I call it social journaling, but its aim is to encourage people to tell honest life stories, and primarily driven by Christian testimonies in a way that's kind of more long form, kind of like medium.com. But that has just encouragement going both ways, and from reader to the writer. And we have couple different features that distinguish us. There's what we call ripple effect map, where you can see geographically where people are inspired by your story, and different unique ways to find different local area organizations that might be able to help you through life or connect you to some community. And so hoping to create a platform for people to find encouragement, as well as to help strengthen and grow some of the faith-based organizations that are here. Okay,
that sounds great. I know you've been at this for a while now,
Yep.
So where are you today?
So we just launched a couple weeks ago, and that is exciting and scary all at the same time. But we're still kind of ironing out some of the bugs, but we are out there, and I'm trying to aggressively get some content up there, as well as reach out to plenty of faith-based organizations for their feedback and to understand what kind of features they would want in order to make it more appealing for them to subscribe to it on a monthly subscription service.
Mm-hmm. So I know you're still relatively young as an entrepreneur, but at the same time, you know infinitely more than you knew the day you started this. So what are some lessons learned, some things that you can kind of share with other people?
I have learned what perseverance means, that's for sure, dedication. I had to use a contracted workforce and bootstrapped this whole development out of my own assets that I've liquidated. And talk about following a calling, right? And there's some risk and some fear that goes in with that. But more than anything, I think it's really helped me identify what a good user story is, help me define to be explicit as possible when talking to a developer, either on your team or somebody that you've contracted with. Use visuals as much as possible. I was very good at writing out what I wanted, but that didn't always parlay into the same vision. And so when things would be developed, they would either behave differently or the navigation would be differently. And so really trying to make that communication as visual as possible. Some of the things I wish I could have started earlier in the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone's watching this today and then they've discovered you for the first time, maybe they've checked out your site and they're interested, they believe in your vision, they want to help out. What's the best way for them to do that, or how could you use some help right
Sure. Well, as like I alluded to before, I have contracted kind of like the bare bones MVP, but it is time for me to find somebody who is both inspired by the mission a little bit, but also willing to work with me to help me with the monetization strategy. So looking primarily for full stack developers, preferably somebody who appreciates the mission, but that's not necessarily a prerequisite. Somebody who can help me kind of smooth the rough edges out a little bit and kind of put those features in that I'm soliciting feedback for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to learn more about the Modern Testament, how can they do that?
Well, simply go online to moderntestament.org. That is the website. Check it out. I'd love feedback. We have a group there for feedback and bugs and all that kind of stuff. But you can also contact me directly at brad@moderntestament.org. And that's my direct email address.
Great. Well, Brad, thank you for being on Startup Minute today, and I'll give you the last word.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. Thanks again for the time. And I am Kentucky Innovation.